Alright, I got this John Deere 445. It's my buddy's dad's. It's been sitting outside for a while. It runs, it drives, but it has a leak from the rear end. So we bought some parts and we're going to try to fix that. So yeah, we're going to get to that. I got to take all these tins off and expose the rear end that's under there. That's the fill tube for it up here. And then I got to remove that. I got to free it. I got to liberate it. And then I got to see where it's leaking. Looks like it's somewhere on the right side. We'll see if I got all the parts that I need, and we'll try to rebuild it. Here we go. All right, first thing we got to do is remove these lights, and then start removing the tins. Well, this thing's never seen the light of day. Looks like I gotta remove this fuel tank right here, and I'm gonna try to clean up all this stuff to try to mitigate any mess. And it's never been cleaned, so you know, work as you go, or clean as you go. Excuse me. Well, got rid of a lot of clutter, a lot of insects and bees and whatnot. Try to do these fuel lines next. Let's see if that's a quick release. I'll have to look at that. I got to release this. Try to pull that off. And then I've got a clamp here, I think. Yeah, where somebody's been in here before, because the clamp is way over here. So, yep. Next thing to do is take those off and then try to remove this gas tank, remove these lines. So that way I can reveal the transmission. And we finally have the axle transmission. Finally have that exposed now. I have a lot of dirt and dust up here. I have some things I have to disconnect over here on the right side, some linkages, but there's really minimal clearance there for the gear selector. And then there's a brake. Oop, let me get in there. There's a brake and a diff lock that I have to try to take off up there. Maybe you can see it. So I gotta try to make some more room. So I'm gonna mess with that and try to get that undone, and then pull out this axle so I can maybe see where it's leaking. Looks like something built a nest up here. So, all right, more cleaning as we go. And I'm pretty sure there should be a cap here that's not here. So that's bad. Wow. All right, here we go. All right, next I'm gonna start on the right side of the tractor, and there's these little access holes, but they don't provide much help. I'm gonna see if I can show you. I gotta remove a pin. Is it in here? There's a lot of gunk in here. I'm pretty sure this is my side that's the problem. But if I can find out where that is, there is a pin, if it'll focus. Somewhere in there. I'm looking at it. Yep, really can't see. There's a pin in there that I gotta try to grab out of there to release the shift with the gear selector. So I'm gonna remove that and then try to lift this up and see if I can get in there. Show y'all what I'm working with here. There's a little access hole there. It's a 13. And then let's see if I can get in there. Right there. And this looks like where most of my leak is. That's the linkage to the pedal. So I'm going to release that bar from there and just try to take it off to an assembly. I pulled the cotter pin out as well for the shock in case I need to move that out of the way. So I can have more free range with this pedal. But yeah, that's what I'm working with. I'm gonna try to get that off. Back here, the hydraulic line out of the way, maybe. Yeah. See that shiny doodad? I just removed that. That's your diff lock, and then in front of that is your brake. It's all coated with stuff, so I gotta make sure I find the pin for that. Once that's free, I can just lift it up, take off the hydraulic lines on the front, and I should be able to get this whole rear end out of here with the wheels. So I got these two, this front shaft, and my brake that's over here, and my diff lock. So I'm gonna work on that. Alright, I think I found it. So I lay down under here. Show you where I was at. A little filthy. But right here is the brake linkage. Right here on the left side, right next to the front PTO, the input. I'm going to take this, and I took the shaft out of there. So then I'm just going to smack that out of there, and it should come free. And then I have, I believe, all my linkages free. And then I just got to start removing the axle carefully. So I'm gonna get that out of there, and then I'll start pulling the axle out. Wow. Not true. Not true, because I still have to remove all of that, then pull the axle out. Alright, I gotta remove these hydraulic lines, 1, 2, and then I have to try to remove this main shaft from the engine. So I'm gonna work on that. Definitely don't want to damage these lines, so I like them to not drip. I guess that one's just going to drip. This one I can move around. There you go, kind of an upward angle. That way they're not dripping as much. Now I have to remove the 2 bolts that are facing downwards, which I guess I should have planned for that, but got the turn. Look at that. Now I can put an impact or something on it. Maybe. There we go. Let's put a ratchet on it. I don't want to snap that off. I'm gonna have to walk that out and then hopefully slide it off. Before I do that, I'm gonna mark it. This orange marker right here. I'll mark this on both sides. It'll do it. Okay, close enough. I believe everything's free except for that shaft, which will start coming free once I start rocking it out of here. I have to remove the bolts that hold the axle down there from the frame, and then jack this thing up and start walking it backwards and stacking it on pieces of wood to hold it. So I'm gonna see if I can get that done. Let's take a look at this thing. It looks like the brake cover might have been leaking. It looks like the valve body's pretty dry, but I'll have to clean all this stuff up and really take a look. But I've got seals to replace all these shafts. Replace here, the front cover, rebuild all the O-rings in here, which looks like that could be a big place that was leaking because it's extremely wet over here. And then this side is extremely wet too. I want to make sure it's not the case, but I have all the O-rings for this seal too on this side. Hopefully I don't have to reseal the whole side cover. Then I'll inspect the little trumpets that come off the side and make sure that they're not leaking as well. But yeah, that was kind of a pain in the rear. So that concludes my video on removing the axle for a 445. Look forward to more of this series. Thanks for watching.